History is like a giant tapestry, made of many threads, and right in the middle of this huge story is a civilization that really got things going. Ancient Egypt along the River Nile is a shining example of cleverness and knowledge. They built monuments that touched the sky. Their art amazed the world. Their wisdom traveled through time. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers. They were experts at farming, using the Nile's floods to grow crops. They created writing so they could share their knowledge and beliefs with people in the future. They were amazing builders, as you can see from the pyramids and temples that are still standing today. This episode looks at how much ancient Egypt affected the rest of the world. From the pyramids of Giza to the markets of Memphis, ancient Egypt was full of life. The Nile River was the key to ancient Egypt's success. Every year it flooded and left rich mud, making the desert land perfect for growing food. The Nile wasn't just for food, it was like a big road for travel and communication. Ancient Egypt's influence went far beyond its own borders. Through trade, talking with other countries, and sharing culture, the Egyptians spread their ideas, technology, and art across the ancient world. We'll follow how Egypt affected places from Spain all the way to India. The Nile River, so important to ancient Egypt, didn't just flow through Africa. It also flowed, in a way, into the very heart of the ancient world. Ancient Egypt's influence even reached Spain, shaping its art, buildings, and religion. The Egyptians' trips to Spain created trade routes, and these routes weren't just for goods, but also for ideas, beliefs, and art. The ancient civilization of Tartessos is a real mystery, but it shows how far Egyptian influence reached. The Tartessians, learning from the Egyptians, became great sailors and navigators. You can see Egyptian influence in many parts of their civilization. Across the Mediterranean, in Italy, another ancient civilization, the Etruscans, showed signs of Egyptian influence. The Etruscans, known for their bright art, skilled metalwork, and unique religious beliefs, thrived in central Italy. They borrowed and adapted Egyptian art like hieroglyphics and animal pictures with special meaning. The buildings of the ancient Mediterranean show how long-lasting Egyptian influence was. The Egyptians, experts at building with stone, created special architectural designs that influenced building across the ancient world. This shared way of building shows how much Egypt affected the architecture of the ancient Mediterranean. Now we travel east to Mesopotamia, a place often called the cradle of civilization. Mesopotamia had its own inventions, but if you look closely, you'll see signs of Egyptian influence. These two great civilizations coming together made the ancient world richer, encouraging new ideas and the mixing of cultures. Over time, new groups wanted to be in charge in Mesopotamia. This region, known for its rich history and fertile lands, was a magnet for ambitious tribes and civilizations. One of these groups were the Cassites, a people whose origins remain somewhat mysterious to historians. Nobody's quite sure where they came from, but they became powerful in the 1500s BCE. They conquered Babylon, one of the most significant cities of the time, and ruled for over 400 years, leaving a lasting impact on the region. At first, people saw the Cassites as invaders, but they soon blended into Mesopotamian culture. They adopted local customs and religions, integrating themselves into the fabric of society. But they also brought their own traditions and inventions, enriching the cultural tapestry of Mesopotamia. Some of these innovations showed Egyptian influence, indicating a blend of cultures. The Kassites were renowned for their skills as horsemen and chariot fighters. Their expertise in these areas gave them a significant advantage in warfare. They introduced new military technology and strategies to Mesopotamia, revolutionizing the way wars were fought and setting new standards for military tactics. Chariots, which served as moving platforms for archers and spearmen, had been used by the Egyptians for a long time. This technology was highly effective in battle. The Kassites using them too suggests they learned about them from Egypt, possibly through trade or cultural exchanges. This interaction highlights the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. Besides being adept at war, the Kassites also had a passion for grand architecture. They were known for their impressive building projects. They built huge palaces and temples to showcase their power and wealth. These structures were not only functional, but also served as symbols of their dominance. You can see hints of Egyptian architecture in these buildings, especially in the massive stones, detailed carvings, and symbolic decorations. This influence is a testament to the cultural exchanges between the two civilizations. The Kassites using Egyptian ideas in their buildings, military and even royal symbols shows how influential Egypt was in Mesopotamia. This blend of influences created a unique cultural identity for the Kassites. Even though they created their own identity, the Kassites still borrowed from those who came before them, recognizing the power of Egyptian ideas. This synthesis of cultures helped shape the rich history of Mesopotamia. As the Kassites ruled Babylonia, they established a period of relative stability and cultural flourishing. Their reign saw the integration of various cultural and technological advancements. Another group, the Mitanni, became powerful in northern Mesopotamia and Anatolia. They emerged as a significant force, influencing the region's politics and military strategies. Like the Kassites, the Mitanni were skilled with horses and chariots, mastering the art of chariot warfare. Their expertise in training horses and constructing efficient chariots gave them a formidable edge in battles. Their military strength came from this, allowing them to dominate their adversaries and expand their influence. The spread of chariot warfare across the ancient Near East revolutionized combat strategies. This innovation in military technology allowed for faster, more mobile and more coordinated attacks. It completely changed how battles were fought, making chariots a central element in military tactics. This transformation can be linked back to Egypt, where the chariot was perfected and became a symbol of military prowess. The Egyptians, facing threats from nomads and rival states, adopted and refined the chariot, making it a powerful weapon in their arsenal. They used it to defeat enemies and grow their empire, showcasing its effectiveness in various military campaigns. The chariot's design, light and with spoked wheels, let it move quickly, providing unparalleled speed and maneuverability on the battlefield. This gave charioteers a big advantage, allowing them to outmaneuver and outpace their opponents. This military invention spread east from the Nile Valley, influencing various cultures and regions. It likely spread through trade, diplomacy, and the movement of skilled warriors who carried this knowledge with them. The Mitanni, situated in a prime location for trade and cultural exchange, adopted chariot warfare, integrating it into their military strategies. They used it successfully in their battles, achieving significant victories and expanding their territory. The Mitanni's battlefield success, partly due to their chariots, helped them create a large and influential kingdom. The spread of chariot warfare from Egypt shows how connected the ancient world was. With ideas and technologies moving across vast distances, the Egyptians, with their clever use of the chariot, changed warfare in the ancient Near East, shaping empires and leaving a lasting mark on military history. The impact of chariot warfare was profound, influencing the tactics and strategies of numerous ancient civilizations. The Egyptians' strategic use of chariots not only secured their dominance, but also set a precedent for future military innovations. This innovation in warfare tactics had a ripple effect, changing the course of history in the ancient Near East. The legacy of chariot warfare is evident in the military history of ancient empires, showcasing the enduring influence of this remarkable invention. Section 4. Ziggurats reaching for the heavens. The ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia and Egypt were both known for their monumental architecture, but their structures served different purposes and reflected different beliefs. We can see subtle Egyptian influence in Mesopotamia in their art and the spread of chariots, but it's most clear in their ziggurats. These influences are a testament to the interconnectedness of ancient cultures where ideas and technologies were shared and adapted. These huge step pyramids made of mud brick were temples for Mesopotamian gods. They were not just places of worship but also symbols of the city's wealth and power, towering over the landscape. Ziggurats are different from Egyptian pyramids, but their size and importance hint at a connection to Egypt. While pyramids were tombs for pharaohs, ziggurats served as platforms for temples, bringing the gods closer to the people. The Egyptians, believing in the afterlife and wanting to honor their pharaohs, were masters of pyramid building. Their pyramids were meticulously designed to ensure the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. Their pyramids, precise, enormous, and pointing to the heavens, amazed everyone. These structures were not only architectural marvels, but also spiritual beacons, guiding the souls of the deceased to the afterlife. It's possible that people from Mesopotamia, seeing these pyramids, took inspiration back home. The exchange of ideas between these two great civilizations could have led to the creation of the ziggurats. Ziggurats, though different in purpose and how they were built, are similar to pyramids in their size and meaning. Both structures were meant to impress and inspire awe, showcasing the ingenuity and ambition of their builders. Like pyramids, ziggurats were meant to be impressive, visible for miles. They dominated the skyline, serving as a constant reminder of the divine presence and the power of the city-state. Their height, made with stacked platforms, symbolized a link between earth and heaven, an idea similar to Egyptian beliefs. This architectural design was a physical manifestation of their spiritual aspirations. We don't know for sure if Egyptian pyramids directly influenced ziggurats, but the similarities suggest a possible link. The exchange of cultural and religious ideas might have played a role in shaping these monumental structures. The ziggurats of Mesopotamia, while unique, show the human desire to build amazing things that connect us to something bigger, a desire seen in both Egypt and Mesopotamia. These structures are a testament to the shared human quest for meaning and connection to the divine. Section 1. The Indus Valley Enigma. Our journey now takes us east to the Indus River Valley, where a mysterious civilization arose. The Indus Valley civilization, also called the Harappan civilization, thrived in modern-day Pakistan and India between 3300 and 1300 BCE. They were great at urban planning and engineering, and they had a writing system we still can't fully understand. Living along the Indus River, the Harappan civilization lasted for over 2,000 years. Their cities show how clever and resourceful they were. The Harappans were skilled engineers and architects, building well-planned cities with good drainage and impressive public buildings. Finding the Indus Valley civilization changed what we thought about how civilization spread, showing a complex ancient world bigger than just Mesopotamia and Egypt. While the Indus Valley civilization had its own culture, there are similarities with other ancient civilizations, including Egypt. These similarities suggest they might have shared ideas and technology, maybe through trade routes across the Arabian Sea and the Persian Gulf. These cultural echoes in the Indus Valley, so far from the Nile, hint at Egypt's wide influence and how connected the ancient world was. Section 2. Echoes of the Nile in the Indus cities. The well-planned Indus Valley cities with their grid streets, sanitation systems and public buildings show how clever their builders were. The Harappans had their own style, but you can see similarities to Egyptian cities, suggesting they might have shared ideas. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, two of the largest cities of their time, had amazing urban planning. Their grid streets made transport and organization easy, similar to Egyptian cities. The Harappans' sanitation systems, with toilets, drains and bathhouses, are strikingly similar to those in ancient Egypt. The Great Bath at Mohenjo-Daro, a huge pool probably used for rituals, is like public bathhouses in ancient Egypt, suggesting similar ideas about hygiene and rituals. The Harappans used standard weights and measures like the Egyptians, who were known for their precise measurements and decimal system. This suggests that Egypt, which valued standards in trade, may have influenced the Harappans. Section 3, Trade Winds of Change, connecting the Nile and the Indus. The Indus Valley civilization and ancient Egypt developed separately, far apart, but there is evidence they weren't completely isolated. Trade routes across the Arabian Sea and Persian Gulf probably allowed them to exchange goods, ideas, and culture. Finding Indus Valley artifacts in Mesopotamia and Egypt and Egyptian artifacts in the Indus Valley proves they traded. These artifacts, often found in rich homes and burials, suggest that things from the Indus Valley were valuable in Egypt. The Egyptians, skilled sailors who wanted exotic goods, probably sailed to the Arabian Sea and traded with the Harappans. The Harappans might have also sailed west, bringing their goods like cotton, pottery, and jewelry. This trade wasn't just about goods, it also spread ideas, technology, and culture, influencing both regions. Section 4, Cultural Crosscurrents, Shared Symbols and Beliefs. We can't fully understand Harappan beliefs because we can't read their writing, but their art and burials show similarities to ancient Egyptian religion, suggesting they might have shared religious ideas. The Indus Valley civilization is known for its mysterious seals, small objects with carvings and writing. Some seals show animals like bulls, elephants and unicorns, which were important symbols in both the Indus Valley and Egypt. The bull, for example, meant strength and fertility in both cultures. The unicorn might have meant royalty and divine power. Some Indus seals show figures sitting in yoga poses, similar to Egyptian pictures of gods and rituals. This focus on meditation suggests a possible link to Egyptian religion, which valued spiritual enlightenment. The Harappans buried their dead with objects like pottery and jewelry, similar to Egyptian burials. This suggests they believed in the afterlife and giving the dead things for their journey, an important idea in Egyptian religion. Our journey ends in the Far East, where you can see hints of Egyptian influence in early China. This shows how connected the ancient world was and how influential Egypt was. Ancient Egypt and China probably didn't have direct contact during the Bronze Age, but trade networks across Central Asia probably spread ideas and technology from Egypt to China. The Silk Road didn't exist until much later, but similar trade routes existed in the Bronze Age, with traders carrying goods and ideas across Eurasia. It's through these routes that Egyptian things like chariots, bronze working, and maybe even religious ideas might have reached China. The Shang dynasty, which ruled China from the 16th to the 11th centuries BCE, is known for its bronze work, chariots, and burial rituals, all similar to ancient Egypt. We don't know for sure how much Egypt influenced early China, but these similarities suggest a connection, however indirect. This highlights the interconnectedness of the ancient world and Egypt's wide reach. As our journey ends, we're amazed by the Nile River's lasting impact. From its start in Africa, the Nile helped a civilization that lit up the ancient world, its influence going far beyond its banks. The Egyptians, with the Nile's resources, created a culture that traveled through time and space. The Nile's influence, spread by trade and cultural exchange, reached the Mediterranean, Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, and maybe even China. It left behind innovation, art, and wisdom that shaped civilizations for thousands of years. Egyptian architecture, seen in their temples, pyramids, and tombs, inspired others, influencing building styles from Spain to the Far East. The use of columns, arches, and decorations, first seen in Egypt, became common across the ancient world. The Egyptians' advancements in maths, astronomy, and medicine, from observing nature, laid the foundation for future scientific progress. Their calendar, understanding of geometry, and medical knowledge were all important contributions that influenced science and technology. The Nile's legacy isn't about one civilization controlling the world, it's about cultures sharing, societies connecting, and people inventing and adapting. The Egyptians, while proud of their achievements, were open to new ideas, adopting things from other cultures. Human civilization is like a tapestry with many threads, each representing a different culture. Ancient Egypt is one thread, woven together with others to create something beautiful. Egypt, interacting with other cultures, enriched their own civilization, introducing new ideas and art. These cultural encounters, often through trade and diplomacy, helped new forms of art, architecture, religion and society emerge. The spread of chariot warfare, architectural designs, religious ideas and technology all show how connected the ancient world was. The Nile's legacy is not just about what the Egyptians achieved, but also about their role in spreading ideas, connecting East and West, and shaping history. Thinking about the Nile and how ancient civilizations were connected reminds us that ideas, like the Nile, are powerful and still shape our world. The inventions, art and philosophy of ancient cultures continue to inspire us. Studying ancient civilizations like Egypt shows us the past and helps us understand our own values and beliefs. It reminds us that we are part of a bigger human story. The Nile's legacy isn't just history. It shows human ingenuity and how connected we all are. Facing the challenges of today, we can learn from our ancestors who left behind innovation and resilience. The Nile's journey reminds us that just as the river flows, so do ideas connecting us to the past, present, and future. It's our job to keep these ideas flowing, enriching our lives and inspiring future generations.